Past 2 weeks went really fucking badly, and there's a reason why I delayed this and did the psychology analysis the week before, because we ended the first week so fucking badly. 19th to 23rd, you can see that there was a minus 16 R, like the biggest loss that I could possibly take. That was for stupid reasons. Moving stop loss was, of course, a big reason why that was stupid, because it completely negates any sort of setup. Got to a point where I lost a lot of money as well. I mean, we can see at the start of the week I lost minus 8R, so I started it terribly, and then we finished it twice as bad. Risk was so high, it's ridiculous. So overall in this 2 weeks, 8 trades have been taken. 1 I'm still in, which I'll talk about at the end. 5 losses, with 2 massive losses. Just unprecedented incompetence in an uncertain market. I'm trying too hard for certainty. Stupid, bruv. So Monday we got the first big loss, and 1 more small L as well, which I'll go over as well. They're linked together because moving the stop loss was, well, the second one was a scale in trade, and both of them were moving stop loss. We entered for a sell. Higher time frame was showing buying pressure, which I was just too invested in. This was actually not a bad entry, just the take profit was wrong. I moved the stop loss higher because of uncertainty, and that didn't take me out. At this point, when price does a rejection, I should be looking to move my stop loss tighter after the correct push in my bias direction, because we don't want to be risking. I did this sort of rejection. It went down and then came back up. At this point, I'd moved my stop loss. I got quite sort of lucky with the sweep, not taking it. I suppose we knew that, but we did move the stop loss as well, so it's all kind of nonsensical. We should have gotten out at the bottom here. Price came up, went into drawdown, came back down, retested this demand support, which we'd labeled this. Let's go over that second small loss too. Is that we scaled in with a tiny scale in because we had no more margin. So this is a bit more in depth of the previous one. Yeah, just a bit silly because our stop loss has to be moved up higher so that it could mitigate this order block, just to come down and do a buying pressure sweep to go back up. So I had a good opportunity to get out, but instead held on to my bias. So yeah, trading like Stoku, not like poker. The numbers are not certain. You may need to get out and just sort of have another go on another trade, another attempt, as opposed to holding on to one setup. So going into Thursday, this is where we doing some sort of consolidation. It's like reversal consolidation. However, this is on the 1 minute chart, so this is what doesn't make sense, is that I was zooming in to justify my incorrect analysis. We can see on the 1 hour here, this is afterwards, but there's dojis, 2 dojis forming, and the bias is changing. It's trying to reverse, and I'm trying to buy it up to justify my level that I want to get to, even though price is selling pressure, man. It's illogical, man. Thursday, this is the big loss, bro. Minus 16. Oh, this is ridiculous. So we can see here, I entered, everything was looking good. Read out 1 hour 15-minute entry. 1 hour, we see that there's some bullish momentum. Now this is where we start playing tricks with our mind. So our stop loss was at a good level. Then we moved stop loss for some room to sweep liquidity, even though there's like some massive buying pressure, which wouldn't make sense to sweep more liquidity. Move stop loss for more room for news. This is okay, and then we move stop loss massively now. As I say, we're on the edge. And now I've moved to a ridiculous level, to the point where I might as well not have a stop loss, because we're going to get margin called. The uncertainty was far greater than I would have known, and price just completely collapsed from the OB, the order block that created the market shift to the downside, before then being indecisive and continuing smashing down. I think anyone who's looked at what happened with JPY is just, that it just completely pumped. I've I've never been so disappointed with the fact that I've been moving the stop loss and negating setups, invalidating things, and creating setups in my mind that don't have any. They're not concrete. It's a poker thing, yeah. It's like you get in for a certain reason, you get out for a certain reason. The bottom line is there's always uncertainty in the market, and the moment you risk too much, you aren't playing the game. We got another big loss, and that was because we got in very early. It wasn't real, it was all in my mind. I was just trying to be correct. I wasn't following momentum. There was indications. I wasn't listening. My ego was telling me something else. Got in at the bottom. Price went up hella, like 50% of this move, and then we got a little retest, a little like rejection, and just went straight down. We flipped the script and actually get on the other side, making all this profit. Price moved from that OB that creates the market shift to the downside, all the way down to the imbalance sweep liquidity. As we know, price went way further down, actually down to a below a break of structure to a demand zone, which is all part of my plan. I was like in despair, and I was like, how the fuck did I make money when I first traded? I only traded support and resistance, and bro, I was like on top of my game. Like, I was winning from one side, took it back up to the other side. I was like, this is fucking easy, son. And then I struggled for a little bit of support and resistance. I couldn't get good entries. So obviously I went into, getting a course, doing supply and demand, order blocks, understanding market structure. And now that I'm like been doing that so much, I've gotten to this point, yeah, where it's not Sudoku, bro. You can't get perfect analysis every time. You have to be a fucking machine if that's the case, or hindsight fucking time traveler. I know that can be achieved with pinpoint precision, but the brain power is not. It's not like my brain is not able to like hold on to these trades for so long. And so here are the overall lessons, son. Minus 30 are the overall lessons. It's minus 30. Oh, bro. It's one, not waiting for liquidity properly, and thus gambling the stop loss. So we'd either enter a bit too early and have to move the stop loss, which isn't terrible, because you may want to move it a little bit, and you can give yourself like, as opposed to 1%, you may risk 2%, and it's justifiable. But that's a very unique situation. What I'm talking about is when you enter a position, price moves in your direction, and then you still move the stop loss further. Number two, with the wrong bias, too zoomed in perspective to justify the ego when the higher time frame is saying something, and we just don't have a good entry into that. And so we're just trying to get a good entry on the lower time frame, trying to like get a scalp before there's any reason to get in. Higher time frame is stronger, and that's losing. It's justifying my ego, trying to get this tight perspective, which is just not in tune with the whole momentum, the movement of the market. And then third, which is the lofty trading style. We're not swinging time based. We're trying to catch position trades, which are screwing us up. We're trying to play that Sudoku, trying to get that perfect number, not that poker where there's golden zones, and then the tables turn, and then we have to actually get out of positions. We can't be sitting there holding on to this position that has certainty in an uncertain market. So yeah, we have to really recognize the players in the game, understand this is more like poker and not Sudoku. I'm excited for this new month. I'm moving to Devon just to change my environment, because it's not working out here. I'm not on top of myself. I'm smoking hella amounts, and that's something which I really want to change. And yeah, we really want the best for this February. We really want this momentum to carry forward into the year, and we want this year to be profitable, exponentially profitable. I've been smashing this meditation, man. 15, 16 consecutive days through January. A couple missed on the 7th and 9th. And then on the 26th, yeah, we had that terrible week ending on the 23rd. And then just from the 26th to yesterday, we just had no meditation going on. I think I was just obviously, it was like a hangover. However, we got a new month tomorrow. We want less trades, more wins, more just strategic decision making. I have faith. So let's fucking get this shit. Let's get this money. Let's help people. Let's help ourselves.